Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Improved Podcast, the official podcast of Classic Studios. I am your host, Chase Collins, and thank you for joining me on this lovely Monday morning. For those of you who are new here, we are building a community of people who are creatives at heart, but also have other stuffs going on in their lives. And right now, their creative hobbies are just hobbies. So whether they're working professionals or parents or anything in between, the thing we all have in common is that we got goals and creative projects that we are working on, and we like to keep up with and hold each other accountable towards our goals. So yeah, I am so grateful for you all to be joining us. This week, we have my good friend and cousin JD, or John. For those of you who've been listening for a while now, you'll be familiar with JD. He's, been featured on the podcast as a guest a number of times, and he is back again with a new project that he's been working on. If you've been listening, he's sort of been searching around for like that thing that he wants to, dedicate his free time to. He has a bunch of like creative outlets, and we get into all of that and more throughout this episode. So I'm excited to sort of share that with you all. And seriously, like just on a personal note, it's really this new thing that he's found. It's like everything I've wanted for him. I've wanted him to just find something he's willing to dedicate week after week time to have a product that we can talk about and hold each other accountable for. So I'm super excited for him. I'm not going to spoil what he's working on, but keep on listening and you will find out. There are time codes in the description, so if you want to jump around and hop to different sections in the podcast, get the spoilers out of there, feel free and go ahead and do that. If you stick around towards the end, I have a couple of things I want to update you all on regarding my progress with editing my scripts and my screenplays that I hopefully will one day get to sell. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on. Hopefully you all are having a great Monday morning, and hopefully you all are also setting your own goals for this week. That's what we like to use this podcast for, so those listeners can set your own goals and we can accomplish them. All right, let's get started.
Improved Podcast. Improved Podcast. Improved Podcast.
Okay. Yep.
All right, I'll count you in.
It's not gonna work, dude. I'm gonna look like an idiot, and it's not gonna be fun for me. But
Okay.
you're gonna clown me, and you're just like, JD, you're stupid. I'm like, damn it.
All right, ready?
1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, clap.
Dude, I nailed that. That was perfect.
Okay. If you nailed it, then we nailed it.
We
and
need to
that's gonna be
screen
our
record
sync
this
time.
so you see what I see, because honestly, I'm tired of being degraded for this. I know how to
It's
clap
funny.
and keep time. I swear to God.
I'm sure from my end, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Improved Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Collins, of course, joined by my lovely guest, JD.
Hello.
What's up, JD?
What up, dude?
Dude, it's been so long since we've talked, and there's so much to talk about. I feel like it's been 2 or 3 like lifetimes since we've chatted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Like, how many months do you think?
At least 2, but probably realistically it's been like a month and a half. But I'm gonna say at least 2.
I would say 3.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I was in my old spot. I've moved since then. It's been like I've been here for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So like,
Dang,
it might
it's definitely
be
been
3.
like 3 months.
I mean, we've talked in between, but it hasn't been like a pod.
That's right. Yeah, and yeah, you're exactly right. And then there's been so many changes that we haven't been able to catch up and document and talk about, because every time there's been like a major event that's happened in either of our lives, we've texted each other and been like, yo, we got to tag up about this and do a podcast. And then we just get so busy and so swamped that it never happens. And I'm so glad we actually made the time to do this freaking episode finally.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens whenever you got big changes. Big changes means you are going to be very busy for a very long time, and there's been a lot of those stringing along through the timeline of cosmic space.
Yeah, for both of us. Like, and you pretty much know everything that's been going on with me, and the podcast audience knows everything that's been going on with me. So let's take this time to really like catch people up on what you're up to.
Cool.
Last time we talked, you were, nose to the grindstone working on stand-up comedy stuff and, working on putting together like a 5-minute set so that one day you can do an open mic or a couple of open mics. And I think last time we talked, I was encouraging you to like just go to an open mic, find one that's scheduled, around town and just see what the energy's like, see the vibes. You ended up doing that, right? You went to a couple?
Yeah, so that was actually really good advice because I don't think I would have actually gone up and did it if I didn't do that initially because I literally did that like either the week you suggested it or like the following week.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's exactly what I needed because I went in there and I was nervous and then I'm like 20 open micers in and I'm like, oh God, the bar is so low. I got this. Like, this is going to be great. And yeah, like a couple weeks later, I actually went up and did it. It was fun. It's definitely super hard.
Dude, congratulations on like doing it. That's sick.
Yeah, thanks. It's like, it's definitely something that I want to like continue to pursue like later. But dude, there's such a like high like experience and like skill level. Like there's a lot of different levels and like, yo, I'm not to the point where like I want to like actually like grind that out right now. I'd rather grind other stuff, like get my money right. Maybe a gaming channel. Who knows? But we'll touch on that later.
Right. And so that's like, so you did end up going up, and that's so funny that you immediately recognize like, wow, the bar is so low for these stand-up comedians. So like, were they just bad or not funny or not getting laughs or like what was it like?
Dude, it was everything. It was a little bit of everything because like, there are people who like know how to
elbow.
Right, a little bit of everything. Dude, I didn't even know. That's a little Easter egg. Unintentional Easter egg. But yeah, it was like a little bit of everything. There's people that like know how to piece a joke together. There's people, but like, it's just not quite there, like all sorts of stuff. There are people who are literally just going up because they're like sad and they like have no one to talk to. And so they were like, yeah, dude, it was insane. It was insane because like they would just be like, yeah, my life's a mess. Like, and like, they think it's funny, but everyone's just like dying on the inside, like cringing
like
and
awkward and cringy.
Yeah, and like, oh
God.
my God, dude. And like some people would laugh just because it was like purely like, what the heck is happening right now? Like everybody gets 5 minutes and it was just 5 minutes of like, no, 3 minutes of my life's a wreck and this is why. Like really personal stuff too. It was like, whoa, dude, we don't know you. Like, and
Whoa.
then like the other 2 minutes were just filled with like awkward silence and maybe like some really like just like nervous laughs because no one knows how to react to the forces. Just like what?
Damn. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder, I'm thinking like I've been on the audience side of that and I've seen people like go through exactly what you're talking about and it's like, whoa, that's hard because I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at the jokes you're making. I'm laughing at you. Because it's so awkward and so cringy, and it's like, oh God, this sucks for everyone involved.
And see, that was my goal, and just not that. Like honestly, I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna be happy as long as it's just not that. And I know I'm not gonna do that. I'm prepared. I've got jokes. I've got material. I had 5 minutes. I think I actually have a video of it, and I stayed pretty cool on stage, pretty calm and casual. I'd say. Did I send that to you?
You did. I did. I got to watch it. And it was good. It was funny. You got some laughs.
I got a couple. I got a couple laughs, couple ha-has.
Some of the audio wasn't clear.
Oh, really?
So I'm sure in person it might have been even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got a couple ha-has. Went about as well as could be expected. Based on
for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. Based on the level of preparation. I was rehearsing in the mirror. Got a little joke microphone of some kind that it's pretty funny. It's got speakers all around it that's supposed to project your voice and got a couple different voice modulator effects. But yeah, I didn't have it on or anything, but I'm in the bathroom, just in the mirror, just
it's better
pretending
than a
that's
hairbrush.
normal.
Yeah.
just pretending that's normal. Because there's no way it is.
Well, it's normal I bet you it's normal for comedians, like, or for people who want to be comedians.
Right, but, like, comedians aren't normal.
That's true. That's true. They're in a league of their own, baby.
Yeah, I'd say so. But it was cool. I'm glad I did it, dude. Like, after I did it, I felt amazing. Like, I got off that stage, and I got down, and, like, a couple of my friends were there, the ones that videoed it, and I was like, how did that go? Because I blacked out. I have no idea what happened. Everything, memory-wise, gone. Not up here. Just kind of blacked out. Went based on, like, muscle memory from the rehearsals and whatnot. And, but, like, I got in the car afterwards, and it was funny because Empire State of Mind came on. Windows are down. It's, like, midnight. I got to work at, like, 7, but who cares? I did it. Like, nice. And, yeah, it was a good time. I was very, it was a proud, defining moment that I actually did it. Because I've been talking about, like giving that a shot for months. So I felt good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed giving it a shot. And I think I will, like, try a little bit more in the future at some point. But right now, currently pursuing other goals.
Right.
Because that skill level is insane, dude. Insane. And it comes with just time and practice that I just don't have right now. Like,
yeah. And you got to choose, like, what you invest your time in and stuff. And it seems like going up there and doing that 5-minute set was enough to learn, like, a lot about yourself, a lot about the craft, and a lot about, like, where you see yourself with that. And maybe from what we've talked about, like, offline, it sounds like you want to maybe, like, pivot to doing something different. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, at least for the time being. Like, let's say I make just a buttload of money, and then I move to Austin. Then I'm definitely going to, like, continue to pursue comedy, because that's where, like, Kill Tony is, the JRE, all this stuff. Well, the JRE, but, like, Joe made his comedy club there, the Mothership, and it looks like the dopest spot ever. And, like, that's just, like, a really cool community. That was, like, my draw to that, like, in the first place, was just, like, the community. And, if I make a buttload of money, I get, like, a house or, like, a 6 spot in Austin, like, definitely going to be pursuing that. So, just, like, not for right now. We'll see what happens. For right Going now. As far as I can see.
And so, yeah. Oh, man, something, before we get off comedy, I do want to mention, I was thinking about this just, like, today or earlier. It would be so fun. You've seen, like, Bo Burnham's Inside, right?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I was thinking it would be so fun to, like, try and record a special like that just by yourself. I don't know, like, essentially do what he did, but I don't know. I think I kind of want to try that, like, because I got some stories that I think are funny and could craft it into, like, a good 10-15 minute, like, YouTube video. I think that would be fun, but, like, play around with, like, laugh tracks.
Yeah, so it would also be like musical comedy, like the same kind of, like, delivery.
I don't know if I would do music stuff. I would probably just do stand-up comedy. True. I don't know. It was just like a one-off idea. I think it would be fun to practice performing in front of a camera to a fake audience. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
I don't know, like, just, like, from, like, my perception of Inside, that looked like it was a deeply torturous process for him. Like, very, like, evolutionary for him.
Oh, yeah.
And very, like, growing process, like, for him. But, like, also just, like, low-key deeply torturous. Like, he was very, like, I don't know. He looked like he was, like, ripping out his hair at some point. It's like, oh, my God, I'm going insane in this one room and just, yeah. No, he's a crazy person, but he is brilliant.
Yeah. You should check out the behind the scenes or the outtakes.
Ooh, I need to.
Of Inside. I would say it's better than
Really?
Inside. I liked it a lot better. Just, it's more like, I don't know. I'm doing this with my hands. Nobody can hear that, but that's what I'm doing.
I see it. It makes sense.
It's more just relaxed and fun, and I think he takes more chances on it, and so I like that.
Did you ever watch? Sorry, we keep going on Bo Burnham. You got me started, but did you ever watch, like, his like, younger Bo specials? I think he's got like one or two.
Oh yeah, like what and Make Happy.
Dude, Make Happy. I think that's the one I've seen. I don't know if I've seen what, but I've seen Make Happy. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, I laughed so hard. And when he just randomly gets super dark, I love it. Like, he'll just like randomly like turn it into like a Hail Satan joke. And you're like, oh, what? Like, where did that even come from?
Yeah. I think the Hail Satan joke is definitely from What, which is his first special, and then Make Happy is the second one. Make Happy has the Kanye West rant at the end of it.
Okay, so I've probably seen What. Maybe I haven't seen like, Make Happy.
I went to Chipotle. Whoa.
Dude, I'm finna DoorDash some Chipotle just because of that.
Yo, JD, something's up with your AirPod. I got crazy static right now.
But
okay, let's cut real quick.
Wait, are we cutting? How about now?
Yo. That's, like, fixed.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Yeah, now that left AirPod is busted. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was so
yeah, it does that
strange.
sometimes. So, should I stop recording?
No. I'll, let's do a sync clap again so I know where to cut out stuff. 1, 3, 2, 1. Cool.
Just don't even say anything, okay?
I won't say anything. All right. Yeah, dude, huge fan of Bo. I think I forget.
Well, we were talking about the Chipotle rant. Sorry, technical difficulties interrupted our conversation, but we were talking about how he had the Chipotle rant from Kanye or something at the very end, and I was like, I'm about to DoorDash Chipotle just because you said that, like, right now.
Oh, dude,
that would
I love me
hit
some Chipotle. Man, I went to Chipotle on Saturday, and they were out of steak, chicken, and just all protein. I was like, what are you selling me then? What am I here to buy?
What, you think I'm here for rice and beans?
I ended up getting
a salad.
Yeah.
They weren't actually out. They just took a look at you and were like, you need a salad.
Honestly, man, I've been feeling that a lot.
Have you been hitting the gym? What's good? Are you working out?
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, that's something I need to update the people on. I'm gonna do that in a solo episode. But yeah, I'm back on my fitness kick.
Attaboy.
Which is sick. I've been off of it for a minute, and now I'm back at it, dude. I'm back. I have this new job, right? So I can't run on like Mondays and Tuesdays because I gotta go into the office. So I'm gonna start trying to run Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then not run Monday, Tuesday. But I'm also not doing my 10 miles a week thing because I'm building back up. I'm just trying to run like once or twice a week.
Nice.
Or 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know, man. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, I'm back on fitness things, and I'm working out, dude. I'm going to the gym a lot. I'm like feeling a lot better than I have in like the last
That's good,
4 or 5
man.
months.
That's
so
good.
Just super pumped about that. I know this is a really bad camera angle, so I look like a
dude, you look
heavy person,
fabulous.
But
all right,
I'm not.
Don't trip.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
thanks,
up.
Man.
Thanks.
You do too.
I'm up.
Just
Shut
return
up.
the call.
I am up 30 pounds from the past year.
Dude,
your boy's
that's
always
huge.
been
Nice,
skinny,
good job.
but your boy was real skinny.
Yeah, weren't you like, you were low?
Yeah, dude, don't say my number.
But yeah,
Don't
you
say
were
my
low.
number out loud.
I won't.
You almost
But I'm
did.
glad you're up, dude. That's sick. You probably weigh more than me now.
No comment.
No comment. All right. Well, so yeah. All right, let's transition away from stand-up comedy. So you are now maybe exploring some other ideas to like invest your time into right now.
Yeah, and
right?
so
cool.
the first of which is investing in a gaming PC that I'm going to build myself. I don't know why I insisted on building it myself mentally. Could have just gotten like a pre-build or something. I don't know. I'm not like that into computers, but I don't. Maybe it's just like the young Lego lover inside of me that was like, dude, build that yourself, you know. And
right.
So investing in that, building that, and then starting a gaming channel that I plan to call GameBearGames, GBG. I think it. Yeah, I need to get a logo together
Games.
for a pretty chill video game loving looking bear or something. And yeah, I think that's a lane that would really play well with strengths, weaknesses, personality that I got going. It's actually like the first kind of creative venture that I ever actually wanted to do, because I tried to like make a zombies gaming channel whenever I was in middle school and just like had no idea what I was doing. I had like a digital camera. Like, it wasn't even a video camera. It was just like a digital camera that could video. And I like stacked books on a stool to where it was like level with this screen. Like, I wasn't screen recording the gameplay. I was recording the gameplay on a camera. Yeah, I was recording the screen, like just ridiculous. And like me and my buddy are sitting on the couch in front of the camera, like underneath. You can see like the tops of our heads. Just ridiculous. Like, A, for effort, but homie, you are not ready for this. You have zero savvy.
Dude, that's incredible, though. That's like the hustle, you know what I mean? That's
trying to hustle.
That's like struggling, like, I'm going to make it work no matter what. Like, I don't have any resources.
Exactly.
Do this. And now, like, yeah, because that's what you're passionate about. And I think it, like, blends a lot of your interests, you know? Like, I know you're a big video game fan, and you're obviously have, like, comedic chops. So putting that together into, you know, this gaming channel, I think is, like, a really it makes
I would say
sense,
it would be
you know
like,
what I mean?
if this is to succeed, it would be like a good confidence boost as well, saying like, you know, the content I create is liked, right? Like it takes away kind of like some of the pressure of like stand-up comedy. You go up in person and you talk and people either laugh or you get crickets, right? Same with music. Like, you know, you show people, you get crickets, or they don't like it. Like, you're in person, all that stuff. Now that can be like a little bit damaging to any confidence and like any motivation you have. And this, it's like, I don't plan to have any like visual of me at all. You know, it's just going to be gameplay with commentary and a little bit of editing. And if that's, to go well, I get an audience and, it succeeds, then it's like, all right, that's a nice little confidence boost. It could lead to providing me more resources and like, maybe even get me out of my 9-to-5, which would give me a lot more time and all that stuff to, pursue other things. Because, I mean, I wanted this in middle school, and now I'm like 25, like, all right, now let's get it, And so, I mean, it's definitely not like the end-all, be-all. Like, I want to pursue other things, but I feel like this is like the first lane with the highest success rate based off of like what I got going mentally upstairs. So,
right.
Yeah, that's the main mission right now. I actually got all of the parts today except for the motherboard. Kind of bummed about that. They were all scheduled to arrive Tuesday, but everything arrived early except for the motherboard. Still scheduled for Tuesday. Eternally soggy. I really want to get started on the build, but I can't, and that's okay. We'll wait around and take care of some other things, but
yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Like, I think it's so important to not just like let me gather my thoughts for a quick second. It's like important to know what you want and know what you don't want, and like maybe not necessarily you don't want to do comedy, but you can figure out like not right now. Like, I think it's more important for me to focus on something else that's maybe like less of a risk, but it's still like not a guarantee either, right? It's still, like a 1 in a billion shot that you that anyone makes it on YouTube and can support themselves. But at the same time, it's like easier than ever to get started, and there's also like a lot of tricks you can do to like get the ball rolling. There's a ton of like YouTube gurus and stuff on the internet and on YouTube specifically that are like really help you understand YouTube as an ecosystem. And like YouTube is the best social media platform, like bar none. There's nothing that can compete with it because of its algorithm, because of its user base, and just the sheer volume of content and the sheer number of users that are on it. And if you can get into like a good algorithm and get like your thumbnails to be enticing enough for random users to click on and have like a high click-through rate with a catchy title, that's like kind of step one in order to getting people in the door. You know, it's like that judge a book by your cover story. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, but if it doesn't have a good cover, you're never picking up that book. So it's important to be able to package your content well, and I think you're already like those gears are already turning in your head with like, this GameBearGames channel, and coming up with that logo. I want it to be, you know, this friendly, inviting bear that plays video games. That's something. But it's good to like be thinking about those types of things now, and it's awesome that you're like, I don't know, you have like a rock solid idea that we've talked about kind of offline a little bit. Do you want to maybe go into some of like what you envision this channel being?
Yeah, so something I was going to touch on whenever you were talking about like the thumbnail, the title, all that like important stuff, which, you know, obviously is very important. I was going to say like one thing from my, you know, research, like other videos with like, you know, a similar niche, just like the one thing that I've learned that is like the most important, even more important than all that other stuff, in my opinion. Like a lot of videos said, you know, other stuff is more important, but for me, it was just like the formula that you create your videos. You know how like you watch like the sitcom format TV show and why people love that. Like, it's, you know, every episode's the same characters, same kind of format. Maybe there's a cold opening, intro, then you've got like all that stuff. Like the ones that I would be watching during the day and like binging, the reason I was binging it is because like I kind of fell in love with the format. I fell in love with the humor. Like you've got to keep it consistent. So it's like whenever you, you know, one of your audience is watching one of your videos and they're like, oh, that was awesome, I want more of that. Then like the next suggested video of yours, after they're done watching that one, they click on that one and then it's completely different. Like it doesn't make sense with like the editing, like the format, just like the overall formula. They're thrown off by that and they're like, ugh. And that's like ixnay with the algorithm, right? So, bless you. Don't ever do that again. But, yeah, like they know what to expect. It's like familiar, comfortable. Like they see something that they like. They want more of that. You got to continue to like maintain the consistency, but like in different ways, if you know what I mean. Like if that makes sense at all, I don't know. Like I said, just like from my research, but that's like what makes sense to me, because like I got this idea because like I found that I was just, well, I got this idea in middle school first off, but I you know, realized like whenever I was watching, like, oh, this is kind of why I do it. I'm watching How I Met Your Mother right now, and I'm watching for the same reason. It's familiar. I love it. Like it's fun to just like consume, you know? And like if your videos are like all over the place, then it's like there's no consistency, there's no familiarity. Like people, like new things are scary. Yeah. New things are scary. And so like once you like hook them, you got to, you know, keep them. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that's it. It plays on a couple of different points. Like it doesn't matter like how good your thumbnails are or how clickbaity your titles are. Like if your content doesn't stand on its own, like your viewer retention rate is going to be nothing, and people are going to click off immediately. And so your content has to stand by itself, you know, 100% of the time. And then once you do like figure out that formula or what works for you and your channel and your audience, then you can start creating that backlog of the backlog of your catalog, and that'll become just like passive revenue, right? Which is kind of an interesting way to think about it. Is like all these videos that you post, just because they don't get like 10,000 views every day, like when you first post it, they still get like maybe a couple hundred every day, and a couple hundred every day over like 30, 60 days, that adds up for AdSense and stuff like that. And so you are then still like earning money off of old videos, and it becomes like a passive income stream. It's really, it's important to look at it through that lens occasionally. Not always like, oh, money, 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 but it is a business that you're, trying to start, and you're creating content, and like, especially if you start treating it like it's a TV show, like that's also a very good way to look at it, and applying those same formulas to your content is like a great strategy that a lot of like high quality YouTubers are, starting to do. They're learning lessons from Hollywood, and they're implementing like story editing and story beats and through lines and viewer retention rates and stuff like that. They're incorporating all of that into these high quality YouTube videos that are becoming really amazing content, like, streaming service level content. And it's like really cool and inspiring. And then also, on the flip side of that is like, you hear me, nerding out about all this like interesting, like Hollywood that they're pulling into their content. And then you actually watch their videos, and it's like, no, this is just another vlog. Like, they're not doing any of that. It just looks, it looks really low quality or whatever. And it's like, in principle, I think a lot of people are doing that, but like practically, it still kind of looks like a bad YouTube video. But I don't know. It's interesting. We're in interesting times, and I think like there's never a better time to like launch a YouTube channel like this. So kudos to you, man, for coming up with this idea and following through with it. So you've already you're planning on building a computer right now, and that's like the first steps, I guess. But what do you what's the type of content you plan on doing? I know it's a gaming channel, but are you doing like let's plays, or are you doing like walkthroughs or tutorials, or what does that actually look like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be like more of like a let's play kind of format. Essentially just like, so I want to do like, a series per game, like part 1 through 10, 20, 20, good Lord, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, essentially just gameplay with commentary, essentially. And, I think I know I could be good at that. I know I would be good at that. So, like each series will have like, a certain number of parts. Once I'm done with the series, that'll be like part of the, backlog, developing the backlog. So like if, there's an old series and then, 4 series later, if you keep the same consistent formula that I'm talking about, someone will see like a new video and they'll be like, oh, that was cool, I want more of that. So whenever they go back to like the first series, it'll be like more of the same. They'll be like, oh, I recognize this, I like this, I'm gonna keep consuming this. That's like kind of what makes it binge worthy, like a TV show binge worthy or whatever. Right. And yeah, just kind of let's play stuff. I don't want to like do a tutorial or a walkthrough. Like, I just want to mess around, really. I just want to mess around.
Definitely. I think that's awesome, man. And there's it's just great, and I'm really excited to see like what your version of that actually looks like, because there's tons of different ways to do that. There's tons of different YouTubers and different channels and different genres, and like different genres within genres. It's like, okay, well, within the let's play category, there's like 50 different versions of what a let's play actually looks like. So it'll be cool for you to like find your niche. Oh, and something else I want to like reiterate, I guess, is you got like an MBA, so you should be familiar with like these concepts. But like the lean startup and the minimum viable product.
Yep.
Those are ideas that like I've really applied to like my, I guess, Classic Studios and the Improved podcast is just like improving iteratively every week, or improving iteratively like every month or every year. Just like I'm putting out the best possible product that I can right now, and I know that it's not the best possible product that it will be ever, because eventually, like, oh, I'll hire on an editor, or I'll get better music. Hey, shout out to Green Bean, or I'll get all this other stuff. But for me, I didn't want to get hung up on like, oh no, this piece of content isn't perfect, so I don't want to release it. It's important to just like, this is the best piece of content I could produce this week, so I'm going to release that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying, and I think as long as you're consistent with the formula, like all the other like quality things that you improve, like better music, better editing, better blah 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 blah, just keep like that same formula that I was talking about earlier, the same, and they'll be like, oh, okay, like, you know, it's the same thing, but, you know, this time, you know, he changed this, he changed that. Just like it remains the same formula, but just like higher quality stuff.
Yeah, dude. There's a YouTuber called Summoning Salt. My friend Brian, who's been on the podcast, he showed me him a couple of years ago, and the dude is a legend. Summoning Salt on YouTube. If you guys are interested in like video games, and especially like superhuman activities and speedrunning, video game speedrunning, check out Summoning Salt. He's like a video game historian, I would call him, but specifically for speedrunning video games. And speedrunning video games, if you guys aren't familiar, is like completing a video game as fast as possible. And he just documents the history of world record speed.
There's a huge community for that, dude. It's crazy.
One, you know, like, it's so sick. And his videos, like, everyone in the speedrunning community loves him because he just creates high quality documentaries that are like range from 30 minutes to like 2 hours long, documenting how long the videos are, or documenting how the world record speedrun like progressed. And it's so sick and it's so cool. So yeah, I definitely recommend anyone checking him out. But the reason why I brought him up is because he specifically does, well, he just released a video, and it is like the culmination of everything he's worked on. Like, it integrates, you know, these slick little like graphics that he creates to chart out the speed runs and like the times. And then it integrates like interviews with the original like speedrunners. So he gets like these, you know, like famous, quote unquote, like in the community, YouTubers to like interview and get documentary for like, or get content for the documentary that he's putting together. And you can see as you go through his back catalog how he slowly improves over the years. And now he has like 1.3 million subscribers. He just dropped a video on the world record speed run for Halo 2. And it's just like, dang, what a cool video.
And that's an old game. That's a super old game. Those charts and like graphics that you were talking about, those are like prime examples of like the stuff that you like improve upon, different like variations and additions of like things that you can add to just, you know, slowly like revise your product to make it better. But at the end of the day, the formula, like the niche, speed runs, that's exactly the same, you know? So like I was having a hard time like kind of like putting into words like what the difference was between what I was saying, but that's exactly it, what you were just saying with this guy. Like it was a prime example.
No, it's like exactly right. It's just, you have to know, and this is something I struggle with every day, is like knowing when is it just good enough for right now. Like it's maybe not good enough for forever, but it's good enough for right now, and I'm just going to release what I got because that's all I got. So it's really cool, and it's exciting, man, that you're taking the dive into this.
Yeah, and I would say that's another like distinctive difference between, you know, the pursuit of gaming versus the pursuit of music. Because like if, you know, it's kind of like you got what you got right now with music, you don't really want to do that. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's completely different. And like in comedy, if that's what you got, you know, you kind of just got to take that on the chin. Like go out there and get like destroyed. Like just go out there and get destroyed. You'll do better next time. But this is like kind of different because, you know, like I was saying, no real consequences. People like to go on the journey with YouTubers and like watch them grow, watch them develop, watch them like improve and change. But like with music, like somebody hears, one of your old songs, they're like, oh, this guy just sucks, and then like I'm not gonna listen to this. The first song I heard sucked. Why would I give it do it again? Like you really only have one shot with a new audience member with music, and then with comedy, it's just trial error stuff I don't have time for. So this, I feel is different in that way. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I think there's definitely truth to what you're saying, especially the iterative process. Like you can release a video and it's a stinker and it's bad or it doesn't perform very well, and it's okay, well maybe the thumbnail's bad, or maybe the title is bad, or maybe it's the content, or my cold open wasn't good and so the viewer retention dropped off after the first 30 seconds and I need to somehow fix that in the next video. So yeah, it's important to iterate on whatever formula you're creating, and maybe it's not working the way I thought it would work, so I'm gonna change and pivot. And that's the thing too with thinking about growth on YouTube as well. Once YouTubers get pretty big, they reach a certain threshold, whether that's 100,000 subscribers or a million or 500K or something, there's usually a pivot in their content because they've reached the threshold for what their content that they're producing right now, how big of an audience that will support.
It's kind of a ceiling.
To get maybe a bigger audience, you have to pivot and break through that glass ceiling,
Just push on through and take it.
Push on through. Exactly, man.
I think that's from 21 or 22 Jump Street, one of the two.
I've never seen those movies.
What?
Never seen those movies.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to fix that. I'm doing my best not to verbally assault you right now, so
my name's Jeff.
Go. No, don't quote you don't. All right, now you're just poking the bear. You're antagonizing the beast.
Hey, the Game Bear?
I keep doing that unintentionally. I love it.
Let's go. So many puns, dude. Oh, you could do that. You could make that a part of your, I don't know. You can make jokes like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fighting like a villain. He's you're poking the bear. I'm letting him out. And then you go hard or something.
No, that's a good idea. Those built-in things, having reoccurring things that happen.
Jokes.
Yeah.
Your own
things
inside
that
jokes with your community.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you have those reoccurring, that's another I don't know, strategy is not the right word, but trope. Is trope the right word? Yeah, that's another trope you can add to the content, the episodes, the series that kind of links them all together. That's part of the formula. That's part of the formula, sort of, because you're watching a video from series 4, episode 6, and then you go to series 1, episode 3, and I'm still making silly dumb bear puns and stuff, and it's oh, this is the same thing that I know and love.
Yeah. And also the audience can play with that as well. Some of those inside jokes are going to come from them as opposed to you, and maybe it's unintentional, but it becomes a big thing because the audience latches onto it and they think oh, dude, JD left in this outtake on accident. That's hilarious. I hope he does that more. It's oh, that's really funny. And then you could start intentionally playing into that, and whatever that becomes too. And that's the importance of being flexible and with that lean startup mentality of oh yeah, whatever works. I'm just trying to make the best product as possible.
Yeah.
Each time.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I'm gonna go by John on GameBearGames. Honestly.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I do in the business world. At all my jobs, I'm John.
John.
It's more professional in my opinion. I don't want to go by a nickname in the professional world. And plus, everybody, whenever I say JD real fast, they're JD, Jady. I'm Is that a name? Is that a name? Do you really think that's what my name is? What is a JD? Okay? No. JD.
Yeah.
Acronym names. They're not that hard, people.
Right. Not that hard.
No. So, welcome back to
Cool. You want me to
GameBearGames.
start
This
calling
is
you
John.
John, then?
No, dude.
Nice.
You call me whatever
call
you
you
want,
John?
dude. I've got so many names. You can refer to me as Johnny. You can refer to me as Johnny Northside.
Johnny Northside?
I hate that.
Yeah. I do too.
It's honestly like one of those like ironic things that I call myself just because I know it's stupid.
Johnny Northside?
Yeah, just because I know it's stupid, but I think it's funny because it's stupid.
Right. Man, I have a lot of inside jokes with myself that I make out loud to people and they don't get it. And that's annoying sometimes, but it's just my fault, you know?
You're like, that's annoying, but it's definitely on me.
Yeah. Like Childish Gambino's record, because the internet, he has like this character that he plays called The Kid, and it's supposed to, I don't know what it's supposed to represent. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to speak on it. But look it up, whatever. The Kid, though, I call myself that.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Like, I call myself
That's what
the
that's
Kid
referring to?
all the time. That's what it's referring to. And nobody's like, oh, is that a Gambino reference? They're just like, stop referring to yourself in the third person as a child. What's wrong with you?
No, that's funny.
It's like, I don't know.
I think
man.
I did something similar last night with my buddies, and one person actually did. I mean, that's not really like an inside joke with yourself so much. It is just like a reference to like some pop culture things that you love. And I did,
Yeah,
like an
but,
obscure,
nobody-
like not really
yeah,
obscure,
yeah.
but you know, obscure to like some people. And
Right.
you know, you say it to the right person, they're gonna be like, "Oh, is that referring to Bino?" And you're gonna be like, "I love you."
It's like, is it? Oh yeah, it was. Like I forgot.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
You play it cool. Try not to freak out. Try not to freak out.
Yeah. Dang, I definitely forget why I brought that up.
No, it's because of
I think it's because of nicknames, maybe. I don't know.
the reoccurring jokes, like as a trope. Maybe? I don't even know. I might not be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that episode from JD. I'm super excited for him to accomplish or embark on this new project, which I'm sure he's going to be successful with, Mr. GameBearGames himself. Oh, dude. Yeah, like I said at the beginning up top, it's everything I've wanted for him, and I'm like super pumped that he has this, you know, little baby that he's going to start creating. Like I have Classic Studios and the Improved Podcast, and he has, you know, GameBearGames now. I don't think he's launched yet, but as soon as he does, I will obviously update the description and get that linked out for you all to go show your support. As far as, actually, before I get to my updates, I do want to apologize. I probably should have done this up top, but I didn't. If some of the audio was a little weird, I think we had like a syncing issue. Not really a syncing issue, more like a bit rate conversion issue between my recording station and JD's recording station. So, yeah, that's, apologies if that was hard to hear. I think I fixed it up mostly, but if we were ever talking over each other, that wasn't because we're rude. It was because the audio got messed up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's all fine and dandy. But yeah, as far as an update from me goes, or from me, as far as an update from me goes, not Quavo. I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm in the middle of, I just finished, you know, editing this screenplay of mine, and now I'm sort of incorporating all of my comments and edits into, you know, this new draft of the screenplay, and it's going really well. I just sort of started that last week, but now I'm sort of through the first act, almost halfway done with making those changes, and it's going a lot smoother than I expected. I was anticipating a lot of like second guessing myself, but it's kind of just like, nope, these are the changes you thought at the time, let's go ahead and implement those. And then if there's like a better way to do it, now that I've had some time to reflect on my edits, it's like, okay, well, let's do that better way. But I am getting into like the back half of the screenplay now, and that's where I added a lot more changes and a lot more stuff. So I anticipate it taking me more time to actually get those changes complete in like a fashion that I am happy with, or to a standard that I'm happy with. But yeah, I'm making progress. I hope to be done with that in about a week or so, maybe less. Stick around for next week to find out if I actually accomplish that or not. It'll probably be a solo episode next week, and I am super pumped to just making progress, one step at a time, as they say, one foot in front of the other. But I do think that is about it from me. If you have any projects or goals that you're working on and using the Improve podcast to sort of hold yourself accountable for them, I'd love to hear about it. If you want to share, shoot me an email at theimprovepodcast@gmail.com. I do want to give a shout out to Green Bean for all of our musical intros and outros. He is the man, and I got to get him back on the podcast one of these days. I swear I've been hustling this boy. But he is unavailable at the moment. We all got stuff going on. But yeah, so I do want to say thank you to the listener for listening to this and sharing and leaving 5-star reviews. We love those 5-star reviews. If you leave a 5-star review, we'll of course be reading those out on the podcast. No new 5-star reviews yet. But it's not like we've been getting 4-star reviews. They've all 100% 5-star rate. Just no more are coming in since launch, which is fine. I don't really care. It's funny. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Be sure to visit classicstudios.com if you want some more behind the scenes updates. I run a blog over there and might launch a newsletter at some point with some exclusive updates, but we'll see. Eventually that'll happen, I'm sure, but not today. Maybe next month. Probably not. We'll see. Go sign up anyways. Go to classicstudios.com. Give me your contact information. All right, everybody. I will let you go. I hope you have a great Monday, a great week, and I will see you next week for another episode of the Improve Podcast. Goodbye.